For this episode of Head in the Game, I am pleased to be joined by one of my Collegiate teammates, Myia Clark. Myia, welcome to Generous Mind. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks
I'm
for having
good,
me.
of course. Looking at your time back in college, I know it's been a while now that we're out, but
Yeah.
uh, what do you miss about college as an athlete and as a student now that you're in the real world?
What I do miss is not paying bills. Once you get older, I swear there's a bill every week. I feel like it's due, and like we didn't have to pay rent. Food was free. Now I'm having to do all that by myself. I do miss that. I think I also miss being around like my friends all the time. Obviously, it's different now just being an adult, like you're working all the time and you're more alone. Whereas when we were in college, we were always together. We did everything together. So I think I do miss that aspect sometimes, because it's nice being around people that you could relate to. You're always laughing and having fun with, and you spent 4 to 5 years together as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's really hard to keep up with friends now too, and you've lived in a couple different states in the US, so how do you go about keeping those friends and how do you go about making new ones now that you're an adult?
Mm. So keeping in touch is really, really hard because everyone has their own life as well. And I'm busy and I'm sure they're busy as well. So the way I kind of keep in touch is commenting on like Instagram posts or TikTok posts and just swiping up on their stories every now and then, like, hey, like miss you and all that stuff. That's the way I gotta keep in touch, and every now and then, like, we'll send, like, old pictures and stuff, but honestly, it is really hard now. But what's also hard is making friends as an adult, because I feel like a lot of our friendships growing up was from school, sports, and activities, and so you're kinda forced to be around other people, so you kinda have no choice but to build a relationship with them. Like now as an adult, it's just like, ooh, now I gotta jump out there and make an effort and go talk to people. Or if I want to go to an event, I don't have anyone to go there with. So if I really want to go, I gotta go by myself and try to meet friends. So making friends as an adult is very hard. I still struggle with it. I think out here I have people that I know and I like associate with. If I like go out, I'll see them and be like, "Hey," but like quality friends, I only have like two. It's just extremely hard. And it's also hard too, is because even though you could be the same age as someone, they might not be on the same page as you, if that makes sense. Like they
Yeah.
might still be like having these problems, but you've already overcome those problems. So you're kind of like trying to move on in your life and all that stuff. It's just hard. It's really hard to make friends as an adult.
Yeah, for sure. Like even now I'm back home and I have like two, maybe three friends left here. Because
Hmm.
once you move out and you come back in, everybody's like moved on with their lives and you're just, I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult.
Hmm. Yeah, too. And a lot of people like like they already have families and like kids and all that stuff. I'm
I
just like,
know.
oh my God. I'm just like, wait, am I behind? Because like I'm just sitting here still, like I'm still trying to figure out how to pay bills.
Yeah, it's really difficult not feeling like you're behind in life when you see all of this around you. But at the end of the
Yes.
day, I just remind myself everybody's just making it as they go, like nobody has the
Yes.
answers. And yeah, all you gotta do is just the best you can do.
Yo, literally. Exactly.
Yeah. So going back to college, you and me have this same kind of way of going. Like we transferred, you
Hmm.
transferred once, I transferred a couple of times, but what would you recommend, like some advice for collegiate athletes going through the transfer portal after the season?
I would say don't rush the process. I know it feels like scary when you're in the transfer portal. It might feel like a relief in a way because you're leaving where you were before, but it might feel overwhelming because it's like, okay, like now I have to hurry up and pick somewhere before they pick someone else. It's kind of like a picking pool. So it might be overwhelming. And so some people might rush their decision because due to that reason, because I don't want to be stuck in a transfer portal. Like I don't want to be left without a team. I would just say like where you end up is going to be where you're meant to be. So just trust the process and take your time. Actually, Like, think of if you're leaving for a reason that, like, say it was just wasn't a good fit for you, your school, just sit down and reflect on why that wasn't a good fit so you don't make the same mistake again. Because all these like colleges and college coaches, they can make anything look appealing. That's why it's just like, oh, like people are just like, oh my God, I want to go there. But like you're not really in the depths of stuff until you get there and you're actually like dealing with them every day. So just really take your time and reflect on your values and what do you want and all that stuff. And also, this is a mistake that I made. I never thought about my future at
Hmm.
all. And a lot of us aren't thinking about our future because we're so hounded on basketball, basketball, basketball. I don't care, championship, basketball, basketball. Like, no, like we have a future outside of this, and we should be thinking about that now. And I never once thought about it. Um, I knew like my major was criminology, but I just went to school, did my homework, like I just did it to pass the class so I could play. That's all, like that's just the mindset I went with it. But I wish I would have went to a school where they pressed academics in your future because basketball one day will come to an end, whether it's like you play 10 years after overseas, it's gonna come to an end. You're gonna have to stop. So what's next? But we're not thinking about that. So I would definitely like reflect on that and go to a school where they're really thinking about your future after basketball.
When you were going out of high school, you weren't really thinking about all of that, but then when you're transferring in like in colleges, um, it's like more in the back of your head and like thinking about it. And how was the like experience different from being recruited by like from high school versus from like the college? How was that different for you?
In high school, I think it was very foreign to me still, so I didn't really understand the depths of everything yet. I just knew that it was cool to go play college basketball, and that's all I wanted to do. And going on visits, it was super nice. Like they're showing off with all this gear and all the free stuff they do and all that stuff. So I didn't really think about anything on a deeper level, just wanted to be a kid wanting to go play basketball, but now when I transferring from college to college, I think it was just a new level. It's like, okay, like I have 3 years of experience, so I know what to expect and I know what I want out of the new school that I'm looking for. Granted, with my situation, it was a little different because I did have to rush and pick a school because the deadline where I transferred, I had to appeal. The situation was a little bit different where I did had more time, but like I said, everything happens for a reason. So I did have a different mindset going into the transfer portal. I'm like, okay, like I have this experience. Now I know what to expect and the questions to ask and what is going to be best for me so I'm not put into the same situation again.
For sure. Not only
Mhm.
thinking about like what's important for your future in terms of major and all of that, but also the people make the place.
Yeah.
So if you're not cool with the people, you're not gonna enjoy the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What would you say were your biggest struggles in college and how did you deal with them?
One of the main things is I don't think I ever made myself a priority. I sacrificed myself a lot because I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be on the court playing. I didn't wanna lose playing time or I wanted to win. So I sacrificed a lot of myself for that, and I never listened to my body even when I was hurting or there was a lot of days I mentally was not there and I was checked out and I didn't listen to myself and just trying to keep pushing through that, eventually you're gonna pop. Eventually you're gonna have to sit down and deal with those emotions and doing that for I played 5 years, yeah, so doing that for 5 years, once I graduated, there was a period from when I graduated to when I went to Ireland, and then when I got back to Ireland before I moved to Dallas, I was so depressed because finally I was sitting down, I wasn't running around, I wasn't, having a busy schedule, running at practices, games, homework. Finally, my mind got quiet And that's when all the thoughts and everything that I felt for the past 5 years just attacked. And I feel like it would have never gotten to that point if I would have put myself first, got the help that I needed, or found different outlets outside of basketball. I try to use basketball as an outlet, which is cool and all, but there comes to a point where I probably needed something outside of basketball. I thought maybe going to the gym more, shooting extra shots late at night. Like maybe I just needed an extra 2 hours of sleep.
Hmm.
Maybe I needed a better meal that day. Maybe I just needed the comfort of my friends. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just putting myself first. I wish I would have did that more.
Yeah. Do you do that now more, would you say?
Oh, girl, absolutely. I'm the queen. I'm the queen of putting myself first. Sometimes it can be a little selfish because I do have a girlfriend. And sometimes I'm just like, I want to hang out with myself today, but
Hmm.
it's it's okay though because this is the first time in my life I get to do that.
Hmm.
And like I'm glad I have people in my life who are understanding of that. Like you are the most important thing in your life, and I'm gonna keep I emphasize that to everyone. You are the most important thing in your life. That's it. Like you have to take care of yourself because if you don't take care of yourself, it's just gonna go downhill from there. And whether you're not gonna whether you're not feeling it now, you're gonna feel it eventually. So it's just like I'd rather pick now than to pick it further down the line.
Yeah,
So yeah, I definitely do it a lot more now. I go on like self dates, I read a lot more. I just spend a lot more time on myself.
I love that. Love to hear that.
Yeah, I try. Gotta make up for the past. I would say my whole life.
You said you're a firefighter now. What made you choose that profession over some like office job or something like that? And how was that transition to real life for you?
It kind of runs in my family being a firefighter in Chicago, and just hearing about the job, you see something new every single day. You have to be physically active for the job. That just I just leaned towards that because I knew that just like the way my mind works and how I am, I knew that sitting at a desk for hours working every single day, I didn't think that was gonna make me happy just by who I am. And so this job like that I do now, it's perfect for me because I don't work every day. I work 24 hours and I'm off 48.
Hmm.
And then like the shifts that I do have off is 5 days off. So it's just like if I'm working if I'm working every shift of the month, that's I'm only working 10 times a month out of the 30 days. So it's really nice. Um, I I'm a crazy workout freak, so the fact that like I get to be physically active for the job and like I have to work out to stay in shape to be able to do my job is the best part, honestly. It's so nice. And then another thing too is you really do see something new every day. Every day is a theme on the job. And there is some things that are like that can be traumatizing, but with the right support that you have, like with me outside of work, being able to communicate like, hey, like this call was just nuts. Just being able to talk about it with someone, and especially to someone who can relate as well, because my girlfriend, she's a nurse, so
Hmm.
she understands everything that I'm going through on the job. So just that's been like a good release for me. But yeah, I chose that job because of those reasons. And the transition was crazy because I think once I got the job, I only had like a week and a half to move from Chicago to Dallas. So I had my little small car at first, so I
Yeah.
had to pack whatever I could and I had to put it in there and just go.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And like I didn't even have an apartment. I stayed in an Airbnb for 2 weeks before I got my apartment. And that was so crazy expensive, but I was so determined to get out of the situation that I was in the mental state that I was in, that I was willing to do anything to get into a new environment and to do anything to better my life. I didn't care. I was like, I'm packing whatever I can. I left everything else behind. I was like, I'll start over when I get there. And that's
Mhm.
exactly what I did. Like, and there was a lot of people who didn't believe me, like, you're not going to make that move. You can't make that move. What?
Watch me.
What? I made that move, and I'm just like, and then like a lot of people now are like, I can't believe you did that and did. I
Hmm.
don't care. Like what? I needed a change. I needed something different.
You finally putting yourself first. Yep.
There, okay, because that's the most important thing.
Yep. I love that. Would you say that anything in collegiate athletics prepared you for this firefighting job?
Hmm. Being physically active did, because there was a lot of people who never worked out a day in their life and try like for the firefighting side, who never worked out a day in their life, who is like that they're just like struggling. And I'm glad I never had to experience that because I mean it was hard. Don't get me wrong. Fire Academy was hard, but like, I was somewhat prepared because I am physically active. Um, College in the sense of school prepared me to be back in school again because I had to go through EMT and paramedic school. So there was like a lot of people who haven't been to school in years. And like I was just recently got out of school and college. So I was still in that studying mode. So I think that helped me a lot. Um, and I've never studied more than I did in paramedic school. I don't think I've ever studied that hard in college. Like it was actually so hard, but I just was so determined about the job that like I just pushed through it. So the education part can be able to do that. Working under pressure
Hmm.
and for basketball. That has helped me a lot in this job because there are situations where you are going to be put under pressure and it's just how are you going to react to it? And I remember there were so many moments while I was in the fire academy or even when I was in paramedic school or even now on the job being out on the field, I'm just like I feel the pressure, but it's just like all about calming your mind. It's like there's 5 seconds left on the clock. What are you gonna do? It's
Hmm.
that there's those type of moments. I'm glad that I've had those type of moments in my career that have translated into my actual career now, like
Yeah.
just being good under pressure.
Okay, that's dope. How would you
Yeah.
say your identity has changed after you stopped playing basketball?
Identity has changed a lot, but it took a while for me to understand my new identity and to understand the process of it because as soon as I was done playing basketball, I struggled with my identity. I was like, who am I without being a basketball player? Like people only know me because I play basketball. Like what am I now? I feel like I'm just with the normal population. And so it's just like and we've never been the normal population because we've been playing sports our entire life. So it's just like what do I do now? Who am I? What do I like? I don't even, and there was a point like I was like, damn, like I don't even have hobbies. I don't even know what I like.
Hmm.
I don't even know what I want to do with my life. And I struggled with that for months and it ate me up inside. It made me super depressed because I was just like, I feel like I'm nothing without the sport. But you like I came to realize I'm so much more than the sport. That was a part of my life. That was like a plus, but there's so much more to me than that sport.
Hmm.
It's helped me like build skills and qualities that I have today, but I'm more than the sport and just figuring that out throughout the past couple years being here. You just have to put yourself out there, like trying new things and meeting new people and being open to like new things. Like now I've got into like content creating. Like I didn't know I wanted to do that. And one day I was like, hey, I see other people do it, like let me do it. And then all of
Hmm.
a sudden I started doing it and now I love doing it. Or I do activities that like I would have never done before, like yoga and Pilates. Pilates is hard.
I know, I tried it too.
Like I don't think a grown man can go and do Pilates. Pilates, I might have to. I was like, yeah, I don't know if that's like my most favorite thing, but I still went out there and tried something new. So it's like it's like the feeling sucks of the like finding your identity, but like once you put yourself out there and start trying new things and crossing off the list, I'm like, okay, I tried that, but I don't like it. Let's try something else. It's so much fun, like the process, because you're just figuring yourself out. And the thing is, you'll always be finding a new identity. Like and maybe in a couple years from now, I might be like, hey, I don't like doing this anymore. I want to do something else. Or I like my job now, but what if I don't like it in 5 years from now? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you're constantly changing, you're constantly evolving, and just accepting that. That's all.
Yeah. It's a big part of healing to just do the things you want to do. And like
Hmm.
the way you learn how to be a certain way is you are the way. You know what I mean? Like to
Yeah.
become more self-confident, you have to experience and exercise self-confidence. It's like to
Yeah,
get to the point, you have
absolutely.
to actually do it.
Yeah,
So,
you just have to put yourself out there like you really do. And just, you have to accept a lot of things, and you kind of have to leave parts of your old self behind, because if you keep trying to carry it with you with your new identity, you're still going to struggle a bit. Like you can accept like, yeah, that was me and I love those qualities and those parts of me, but like you have to accept that you're a new person now.
yeah. What would you say is
Mhm.
the hardest part of healing?
Hardest part.
Or what did you learn on your healing journey, and what are you still learning now?
I think the hardest part is still trying to let go of some of the past stuff, because it is easier to hold on. It is easier to just be in your old identity because you were that for so long. And it's just being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think that's been the hardest part, and like putting yourself out there. Um, because like I'll go back to the content creating. You know, how, like it's very like I know I'm a very like outgoing personality, but it's still hard to like put a camera out in public while people are watching you film and like in the gym and all that stuff. But like it's just being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, and I feel like that's what stops a lot of people. It's just like something makes them so uncomfortable. They're like, nah, but it's like you just have to jump and do the uncomfortable thing, and like eventually become comfortable with it, and it'll just change your life.
Hmm.
I think that's been the hardest thing, is letting go of my like parts of my past self and just being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I feel like I've done a pretty good job at it, but it's still hard. Some days are still hard. Like I'm in a lot better place than I was before, but I do have my days where I'm just like I'm not feeling it today. Like I feel depressed today. But I'm acknowledging that now, and I'm doing something about it instead of just trying to like keep pushing through the day. I do things that I know will lift me up.
What do you do in those moments where you feel like the depression's taken over?
I'll work out. I don't know, something, and just working out is just so different now from me. At first, when we were like working out in college, it was just like you had to, even when you were tired and mentally not there, it was just like sometimes it wasn't an escape. Now working out for me is an escape, because I have a new meaning behind working out. I'm working out because I want to stay mentally and physically healthy. It feels good to work out. I could do it on my own terms. So I'll work out, I'll go shopping. I don't know, it might be a good or bad thing. It might be a good or bad thing, but it's still fun to go shopping.
You gotta indulge
Um,
sometimes.
I know, right? Like I probably at the end of the day, I'm like, "Ugh, I probably shouldn't have spent that much money, but it felt good to buy it."
Yeah.
Honestly, other than that, like I'll just sit at home and watch TV. I won't sit for too long and sulk in my feelings. I think it's okay to do that, but you have to set a time limit for you doing that, because if you do that all day long, you're not doing yourself justice. I think you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna give myself 20 minutes to just sit there and feel what I need to feel, just like bam, if that's okay. I think that's important, but you have to put a time limit on it, because if you keep doing it all day long, it'll lead to tomorrow, then the next day, then the next day. And it's harder to come out of it. But I feel like if you are more like okay, just give me 20 minutes. I just need to feel this. All right. And then now it's okay for you to still like feel sad. Just go do something to make you feel better. I wouldn't continue to sit in what you're feeling because it's going to be harder to come up out of it.
Like you said, it's important to feel your feelings, but don't soak in them. Just go do something to make yourself feel better.
Yes.
I noticed on your Instagram page that you are training to compete in the Hyrox. Are
Uh-huh.
you looking to push your limits in these competitions and are you excited to compete again?
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm glad you brought this up because even though like everything's been pretty good lately on and stuff. Oh, see, that's the thing. I still have that competitive drive in me, and I'm just like, okay, I like working out, but I need something. I need to do something. But and I was just like, it kept popping up on my TikTok page. These high rocks. I'm like, and then they had one in Dallas, but I didn't do it because I didn't really know much about it. And then I saw some of my coworkers did. I was like, oh yeah, they have one in Houston, which is only like 3 hours from me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing that. And so I was just like, this is like what I needed when it came. Like I enjoy working out. I'm like, okay, but I liked a little bit of that competitive side, and that's from basketball, but
Mhm.
it's in a more healthier way. If it's on my terms. So I'm really excited about that. I'm actually doing it with my brother. We're doing the
Okay.
the doubles, a mixed one, so we'll be a team together. So I think that'll be really fun as well because we're super close. It's spending time with him. I think our family is gonna come out and watch us compete as well. So I'm super excited about that. But it's also given me a reason to train harder and keep building a healthy body. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you. I can't wait to see your vlog about this and everything.
Yes, girl, I'm so excited.
Talking about relationships and how good is it with your brother. I know you've been through a couple, let's say, toxic relationships in your life. How do you deal with those and how do you like what would you say people need to do to leave those relationships, whether it's romantic or family or whatever?
Yeah. Um, I think a lot of the toxic relationships I went through, I guess, was in my early 20s and college years. So I feel like it was a lot harder to leave just because of the innocence and wanting to be loved. So it was a lot harder to leave. And I think that came with not putting myself first and being already not in the best mental space. It's easier to latch on to other people. And at that point, you're willing to accept anything because you just want to be loved and you just want to latch on to people. The best advice I can give for that is there will come a point in time when you'll get tired of it. And it sucks if it takes longer than it should, but there will come a day where you'll be like, I can't do it anymore. And just, and I think it comes with, I think people need to learn how to prioritize themselves before getting into relationships. And that's the mistake I wish I didn't date in college due to the fact that I wouldn't have gotten into relationships because I didn't have a relationship with myself. So I wish if you so you don't have the best relationship with yourself, I wouldn't advise getting into relationships because then you'll be willing to accept anything. And I think that's what I did as well. But everything happens for a reason. Those relationships taught me to build a relationship with myself because those things that they couldn't give me, I can give to myself.
Hmm.
So it's just like, I think if people are in toxic relationship, it's just like, just reevaluate like, hey, like what does a relationship look like with yourself? And if it's hard to leave the person, because I get it. Like I've been there. I can never judge anybody for like, oh, I can't believe they stayed. Girl, I was that girl. So I can't even talk. I just think that there will eventually come a point in time where like you'll get tired of it. There's only so much like us human beings that we can take. You'll get
Yeah.
tired of it.
How are you becoming your best version of yourself every day?
Building a routine has helped. Before work in the morning, like, it's crazy, but because I have to be at work at 5:30, I get up at 3. I start my day at 3 o'clock, and I go work out, and then I get ready. It's like the same routine every single time I go to work, but it helps me and it's just like it's just nice. It's just something to look forward to. It might sound crazy, but it helps. I don't know how to I don't it's like a feeling. It's just like, I get to do this. I get to get up. I get to get up early. This is all it's I think it's nice because it's on my everything is on my terms.
Yeah.
It's not someone telling me to go do it when I don't feel like it's like, no. And there is days where I'm just like, I'm not feeling a workout today. I'm just gonna sleep in. It's just everything's on my terms now, and it's just so nice.
Oh, I love that. What is your goal for this upcoming year?
I'm almost done with the book. Have you heard of the let them theory?
Mm-mm. Tell me about it.
So I'm on the part in the book, it's where it's like let me instead of let them. Let them basically is like if someone wants to make fun of you, let them. If someone doesn't want to answer your text, let them. Because at the end of the day, like, you have to accept the fact that people are obligated to do what they want to do. It's not a reflection of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm on the part with let me. And I think this year I'm gonna put myself out there more in making friends. It's so uncomfortable because I usually when I'm out, I let people come up to me and that's how the conversation gets started. But I think if I want to find the right people that I'm looking for, I need to step out of my comfort zone and start talking to people first. So I think that's one of the big things this year is just putting myself out there. Um, Now when it comes to fitness, I'm gonna run a half marathon and a full marathon this year.
Okay.
So I'm nervous about that. Like I run, but I don't run a marathon. 26 miles is a lot, but I
Mm-hmm.
think it'll be good. It'll be good for me. Just continuing to like just try new things. Like I'm excited about the Hyrox. If that goes well, and that I might do another one this year. So just the main theme of this year is putting myself out there more.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you for joining me today for the interview. I appreciate your time and I wish you the best, and I can't wait to see where you end up.
Appreciate it. Thank you.